Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello friends, we are from group 5. Here we will cover material about example of character education in Indonesian and abroad. Continue to slide 2. Before that, I will introduce our group member, Fitriatul Anwaro and Anastasia Fani. We are International Class 2021 Economic Education Study Program, Faculty of Economics and Business, State University of Surabaya. This is a basic education course with the respected lecturer Mrs. Putri Ulfa Kamalia. Go straight to the presentation material. Change slide. Definition of charter education. Charter education is a conscious effort that is planned and directed a learning environment for the growth and development of a human potential who have good character traits, have good moral, and have positive and constructive effect on nature and society. The definition of character education itself can be understood from its words partly. Education is a process of learning human habits, skill, and knowledge that is passed on from the previous generation to the next generation. Meanwhile, character is an accumulation of individual character traits, its personality that lead to his beliefs and habits in everyday life. Without learning the respective meaning, it can be understood that character education is a planned effort to build individual character, so that later they become useful individuals both for themselves and for many people.
Character education function. Character education has a basic function to develop one's potential so that he can live his life by being good. Within the scope of formal education, character education in school serves to shape the character of students to become individuals who have noble character, are moral, thought, well behaved, and tolerant. 1. The function of the formation and development of potential. So, the students are able to develop their potential to think well, have a good conscience, behave well, and be virtuous. 2. Function for strengthening and repair, improving and strengthening the role of individuals, families, educational units, communities, and the government to carry out their responsibilities and participate in developing the potential of groups, institutional, or society in general. 3. Filter function. Character education is used so that people can choose the sort their own nation culture, can filter out the nation cultures that are not in accordance with the character, values, and virtues culture of the nation itself.
Character education values. First, religious. It's a manifest in the behavior of carrying out religious teaching and belief, respecting differences in religion and other belief. Second, nationalist. So the appreciation of the nature of culture, respecting the environment, obeying the law, discipline, respecting culture, ethnic and religious diversity. Third, integrity includes an attitude of the responsibility, consistency of action and word that are based on the truth, respecting individual dignity, and being able to show example. 4. Independent. Become a lifelong learner using all energy through time release hope, dreams, and ideals. 5. Mutual competition. It's expected that students with show respect for others, be able to work together, be inclusive, help each other, have empathy, and a sense of solidarity.
Example of character education in Indonesia. In school environment. 1. Discipline, namely having attendance record and getting used to being present on time. In addition, it can also enforce the rules and use the appropriate uniform. 2. Creative, namely creating situations that can foster a mindset and act creatively, such as giving a segment that can create new works. 3. Independent, which can create situations that move students to learn and act independently without relying on the help of others. 4. Religious, namely providing opportunities for students to worship, instilling the habit of praying before study, and always maintaining cleanliness. 5. Honest, namely transparency in financial reports and assessment in school on a regular basis. In this case, it can be implemented by providing an honesty canteen, prohibiting the use of communication tools during the tests or exam, as well as providing a special place for feeding lost item, and also prohibiting cheating while doing assessment. Example of character education in Indonesia in school environment. 6. Tolerance, namely respecting and giving equal treatment to all school communities and respecting and appreciating every difference. 7. Curiosity, namely providing a communication medium for expression for all school communities, facilitating school communities to explore in the field of education, and creating a teaching and learning atmosphere that contains the quality of students. 8. Friendly and communicative, namely creating a school atmosphere that facilitates interaction among the school community with polite language and mutual respect. 9. Caring for the environment, which is giving habits to maintain cleanliness and the preservation of the school environment and its surroundings by providing garbage dumps and place to wash hands, providing clean bathrooms, doing energy-safe habits, and other. The last, responsibilities, namely making a report for every activity carried out both in written and oral form, and avoiding any cheating in carrying out tasks at school. Example of character education in Indonesia in family environment. Teaching 5 times prayer with family. In fact, to cultivate religious character value, it does not always have to be carried out in school. It can be done at home too, by inviting fathers, mothers, and children to perform the 5 daily prayers in congregation. It can also teach religious value. Parents who are willing to give their time together to pray with their family will set a good example for children. They will be comfortable and will automatically imitate every value contained in the congregational prayer activity. Communicating with children and asking to always tell the truth. Fun communication is communication that does not make children depressed and afraid. With pleasant communication, parents can make children always tell the truth. Even if they made a mistake, they would say they were wrong. Next is to establish responsibility. That is the condition after a child finds out they made a mistake and carried out the consequences of the mistake, then has been made their responsibility. Example of character education in Indonesia in family environment. Teach children to do every task. In everyday life, children have their own tasks, whether it's schoolwork, household chores such as cleaning the bed, washing their own shoes, eating alone, etc. Teaching children to do each task independently can foster a child's disciplined character. Therefore, it is important in daily life for a child to do each task independently, so that his discipline will be formed from an early age. in community environment. Socialists with many people for different backgrounds. Indonesia is a diverse country with various ethnic groups, religion, and cultures. That this difference should not be a weakness that will scatter our country. On the contrary, with difference, it will become a strong and complementary whole country. In everyday life, the opportunity to socialize with diverse individuals with different backgrounds can foster the value of tolerance. Therefore, socialization in not good to be limited, especially restriction based on race.
Example of card education about Japan. The card education in Japan is through moral education or called Totoku Keiku. Totoku Keiku comes from the word Totoku, which means moral, and the word Keiku, which means education. Totoku Keiku is moral learning given through schools, studying from elementary school to high school level. Through this Totoku Keiku, the Japanese character is created, which we know as a distinctive nation with discipline, tenacious, honest, hardworking, stern character, and so on. We know very well how Japanese people are very ordinary excuse, or how taboo it is to litter in the eyes of the people. In Japan, restaurant dinners are used to bring their own trays to the place provided. It all started when Japan suffered defeat in World War II. The emperor was not looking for the remaining soldiers or soldiers, but the emperor was looking for the remaining teachers. From this, we know that Japan attaches great importance to education for its people. Universally, such as harshly, responsibility, respect for difference, discipline, hard work, to tolerate in diversity. This is an increasingly stringent difference between us and Japan. The second nation really uphold moral values and applies them in every lesson given at school. They don't memorize much, let alone give a taste on moral lesson. They are actively invited to discuss the importance of the moral being taught. In the family, they play an important role in teaching character is the mother. Mother education Kiku Mama is one of the programs that is quite successful in educating the character of a child in the family. Whereas this program, a mother in Japan is given a very big responsibility to educate her child to become a successful person in a society that has several characters that are beneficial for society and the country. As for character education in Japan society, is refer more to the cultivation of discipline so that people obey the law, do not violate the norms and rules that apply in society. Officials in Japan set an example and moral model in educating the people to have good character. If their official will violate this regulation and harm the general public, they do not hesitate to immediately resign without waiting for the message. Character education in Japan is also taught through the learning by doing method, such as having lunch together, collaborating with friends, creating motor activities, and trying to appear in front of the class. Japanese social healthy values moral, mental, and spiritual values. This can be achieved by character education carried out of formal educational institution. One of the factors that cause the Japanese to become a development nation is because they have character advantage that other nations in the world do not have. Hard work, discipline, simplicity, love for the homeland are some of the character of the Japanese nation. That's all from you. If there is a wrong word, we apologize. If you have any question, you can ask them in the comment column. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.